Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk.
It couldn't be easier to watch Hobbymaker. You can join us on Sky, Freeview, on our website or on YouTube, so you can watch at home or on the go.
Morning all, welcome once again to Hobbymaker. Yes, do not adjust your set. It is 6 a.m. in the morning on Tuesday, the 30th of May. It's been quite some time since we've been with you at this particular time of the day. Now, we're with you early. We've got the balloons out, so you know there's got to be something special happening. And indeed there is. This is something that I know, I was going to say quite a lot of you, not just you guys, the whole craft industry has been waiting for quite some time. And that is the release and the availability of the brand new Gemini die cutter machine, the Gemini 2. This is a machine that's been spoken of for quite some time. It is available here on Hobbymaker, and we've got lots and lots to show you indeed in terms of why you would want to go for something like this today. We've got an exclusive offer, but we also don't have many. It's important to highlight that too. In fact, I'm going to be completely honest. We have 200 of this brand new Gemini 2 machines available for you. This is why we've gone early today, because you'll be able to see shows here on Hobbymaker. You'll be able to see shows over on Surrey Street. We are anticipating that it's going to sell out today. As we talk through it, you'll see what's improved. You'll realise that this is the next generation of die cutter machines, because for many, many years, Geminis have been the pioneers. Let's take a closer look at exactly what's so special about your Gemini 2 machine. Take a look.
Introducing the Gemini 2. Our brand new electronic die cutting and embossing machine has all the power and precision of the original Gemini, but with updated functions and innovative new features. Faster and quieter than ever before, the Gemini 2 does all the hard work for you. Cut out the most intricate designs in seconds, and all at the touch of a button. Technology to apply higher pressure than many other machines offers perfectly crisp and clear results every time. The Gemini 2 has the power to take creative projects of all shapes and sizes in its stride. It will cut through a range of materials, from card and paper to cork, thin metal, leather, and multiple layers of fabric. So you can save time on your papercraft, sewing, and multimedia projects. A new and improved optical sensor runs the full length of its 9-inch platform, offering edge-to-edge precision with cutting plates of any size. Pause, rewind, and resume functions take the guesswork out of crafting. Smooth gliding feet make light work of moving and maneuvering your Gemini 2. And a turntable offers 360 degrees of crafting freedom. Neat storage compartments hold craft tools so they're always at your fingertips right when you need them. A built-in media stand and 3 USB charging points invite you to craft along with your favourite tutorials and workshops on your tablet or phone. Easy to use, and with everything you need to get started right out of the box, the Gemini 2 is for beginners and experienced makers alike. From scrapbooking and home decor to handmade cards, quilting, and everything in between, bring your creativity to life with the Gemini 2.
A brand new machine, balloons, and Craig Laird. My word, it must be a special event. Good
How
to
you
see
doing?
All right, good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Yeah,
Well,
I am very well, thank you very much.
good.
Been a while since we worked together.
It has been quite some time, hasn't it? My word, rolling back the years.
I
indeed.
know, it is.
All right, so listen, okay, so you guys have known about this, a little bit more about this than we have.
Yes.
I think the whole industry's been waiting for this because, let's be honest, the Gemini die cutter machine had a great reputation anyway.
Absolutely.
What's the reason to get excited about this one?
Rightio, so when it comes to the Gemini, it's about taking everything that we already do at the best, and then it's bringing it up. You know, things change. You know,
Yep.
there's equipment, product,
Indeed.
everything like that changes and it evolves as time goes on. You know, we're now into 2023. So when it comes to the Gemini, what we've done is we've just gone into, as you said, the next generation of die cutting machines. Now, with the Gemini 2, what I would say as well, because, and I remember 7 years ago as a customer when I bought my original one, I remember saying, or remember Sarah saying, that you cannot physically put any more power in the Gemini.
Sure.
That is the maximum amount of power we can absolutely do. So what we've done and what the team have done is they've gone in with that incredible power. So it's the same power as your Gemini, but then what you've got is you've got the ability of having the media stand.
This is brilliant. We'll see this in action. You've got it set up on yours, and I think this is, it might not seem like the main reason, but I think if you are somebody who likes to watch along with demonstrations, watch Hobbymaker, whilst you're seeing demonstrations, you like to craft along, that's it's a stroke of genius, that, I think.
It's a stroke of genius. But you know what as well, Andy? So you're watching, the battery goes dead.
Of course, that can happen, can't it?
It can indeed. Well, we're going to show you. In the back, you've got 3 USB plugs.
Shall I show that now?
Let's do that, yeah, right on the back. And what you'll see as well, as we turn that one around, you've got the 3 of them. So I have got my media just sitting at the side, as we'll see just shortly, which is charging while it's going throughout the day.
That's brilliant.
You'll also see I've also plugged my phone in with another USB.
Fantastic.
So that you can see that you can do that. If you love, maybe you don't do filming or you don't do lives or that, you know, then of course you can use that to be charging your phone, charging your media. You don't have to worry about losing that power.
Right.
But then if you are someone that likes to do things like that, then you've got that ability to have your lights going and in, because everything's USB now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't
That's
it?
brilliant. Such a good idea.
It's such a great idea. So that's there for you to then, of course, just charge as you go. But then what we've got as well is we've got our fold downs here. So this is just creating that extra bit of stability.
Turn that around just so you can see, because either side. And there's also a bit of a secret there as well, because there's also storage in there as well.
So whenever you're crafting, so as I say, you've got everything charging as you go, you've got all the tools, maybe you like to have them at the side, but then sometimes they roll off, they certainly do with me. You've got your key ones, you might want to have some of your certain tools on one side, you might have chocolate on the other side if you want to, you can do that. The other incredible thing is this has now got an optical sensor.
Okay.
So what that means is you will be familiar with your OG Gemini, as we call it, the A4 one. You can use your Gemini Junior plates, but you have to turn them on the side.
Indeed.
You don't need to do that anymore. You can just literally put in your Gemini Junior plates straight. You could put them at a bit of an angle if you want to, and the sensor catches the whole line of it.
Ooh,
if you are, you'll remember this, if you have got the Gemini Go from a good number of years ago, those tiny 9x6 plates, they'll go through it as well.
What's great about all of this, and you mentioned this earlier on, is the fact that you're acknowledging the fact that so many people bought the Gemini first of all because we were told you can't increase the pressure. But what's great about here, all of these additions, all of these improvements have been added. What it is, it's realising how people craft.
Exactly.
A lot of people like to follow along demonstrations. They like to have their tablets, their phones. We need more power than ever before for all our portable devices. We need more storage.
We need more storage.
Because we all work within confined spaces. The fact you've got the onboard storage there as well is fantastic. But there's even little improvements like, tell me about the feet. What's different about the feet in terms of stability?
And every single thing you say is, you know, incredible. And this is coming from me. You know, all of us on the team, you know, we loved our Gemini, myself and Debbie. We bought our Gemini even before we came to the company. But when it comes to the Gemini 2, it is sturdy, it is stable, and it's in place. Now, it's got glide feet, Andy.
Our producer, Liam's producing this show, by the way, if you wonder who to complain to. You know, he was talking about you should be able to get, it's a bit of a shopping TV thing that's been around for a couple of years. You should be able to get these things that you put on the bottom of your sofa that enable it easy for you to manoeuvre it around. It's like you've got that built in here already.
Absolutely, yeah. Not only on top of that one as well, when it comes to the OG Gemini, you'd be about, 16, 17 seconds for the plates to actually go through. You know, they're now 13 seconds.
So quicker.
So it's quicker. It doesn't reduce the power, but then what it also does, and you're going to hear it just shortly, it's quieter.
Quieter
So
as well.
what we've done is we've taken the mechanics, we've just gone in and we've honed in on them and just seen where we can then reduce, you know, the noise, where the noise comes from, the impact comes from, when it comes to the rollers, the sensors, and it's quieter. So if you are someone that loves to then craft at night time, that so many of us do, I know I do, before I know it's like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
I'm lucky because it's just me in the household. But if you've got, you know, family, kids, anything like that, then of course you can have that at such incredible quietness within the Gemini 2.
Now, we're going to see all this in action, but let's talk about why you should order from us today. Well, I've highlighted the fact that we only have 200 of these available, okay? Another thing to highlight as well, there's 2 other elements in the fact that you're also getting exclusive access to something that hasn't even launched as yet. This is the Gemini Club.
This is the Gemini Club. Now, this is worth £50, and you're going to be getting it. Doesn't launch up until around about October time, but this is your invitation for the Gemini Club. So this is all focused about the Gemini 2. So you're going to get, when it comes to the groups, you're going to get one-on-ones, you're going to get tuitions, you're going to get help, you're going to get anything educational-wise from so many of us on the team, just for you to get the benefit out of the Gemini 2, to get the absolute most. Now, that could just be simple die cut. It could be embossing. It could be double-sided. You may have got the foil press in the feature. Anything that is based within the Gemini 2 will be featured within that club. So you've got that help. You're getting the chance to get it today, play with it, work with it, get familiar with it. Then you can then, when the club actually properly launches, which it will launch to everyone else, but it's going to be £50.
Wonderful. So you're getting that included. So that's the little extra that you guys have put in.
Absolutely.
To make this a special launch here in Hobbymaker. So what did we do to make this something exclusive, something really exciting? Well, for every single person who goes for the Gemini today, what we're going to do for you is this. Every single person who orders one, we are going to send you a discount code. That will entitle you up to 20% off, well, 20% off selected Crafters Companion items throughout the month of July. Now, selected, and you might think, oh, okay, it's only a couple of exceptions on there. Most of the Crafters Companion items you'll be able to order throughout the month of July, you'll be able to get that 20% discount. So you add those 2 together, that's what makes it exclusive, and that's why we're very excited to bring it to you here on Hobbymaker. And I can see already Rebecca has gotten and ordered hers, Sue's got hold of hers, Amanda's got hold of hers. We haven't given you the price as yet. We're going to give you that price in just a couple of seconds. But in the meantime, let's give you an overview. I'll tell you who you should hear from. We should hear once again from, of course, Sarah, who is the founder of Crafters Companion. Here she is giving her overview of what exactly goes into development of the Gemini 2. Take a look.
Introducing the Gemini 2. Our brand new electronic die cutting and embossing machine has all the power and precision of the original Gemini, but with updated functions and innovative new features. Faster and quieter than ever before, the Gemini 2 does all the hard work for you. Cut out the most intricate designs in seconds, and all at the touch of a button. Technology to apply higher pressure than many other machines offers perfectly crisp and clear results every time. The Gemini 2 has the power to take creative projects of all shapes and sizes in its stride. It will cut through a range of materials, from card and paper to cork, thin metal, leather, and multiple layers of fabric. So you can save time on your papercraft, sewing, and multimedia projects. A new and improved optical sensor runs the full length of its 9-inch platform, offering edge-to-edge precision with cutting plates of any size. Pause, rewind, and resume functions take the guesswork out of crafting. Smooth gliding feet make light work of moving and maneuvering your Gemini 2. And a turntable offers 360 degrees of crafting freedom. Neat storage compartments hold craft tools so they're always at your fingertips right when you need them. A built-in media stand and 3 USB charging points invite you to craft along with your favourite tutorials and workshops on your tablet or phone. Easy to use and with everything you need to get started right out of the box, the Gemini 2 is for beginners and experienced makers alike. From scrapbooking and home decor to handmade cards, quilting and everything in between, bring your creativity to life with the Gemini 2.
Morning, everyone. That might seem odd if you heard me say that just a few minutes ago. Someone forgot to flick a switch, but we are now broadcasting. Well, what you missed was a great rehearsal. It was pretty flawless, I have to say. Go see if we can do it again. Good morning. You are, of course, watching Hobbymaker. Just gone 6 o'clock in the morning. We're not normally broadcasting at this time. Obviously, caught some people unawares. But the reason why we are going early is because we've got something extra special. You can always tell it's something extra special when the balloons are out. And we've got something that the craft industry, I think, has been waiting for quite some time, something that we knew was in development quite some time ago. And it is, of course, the Gemini 2 electronic die cutting machine. Still got the power that you know and love from your Gemini machine, but this has been adapted to fit within crafters' workspaces and how people craft nowadays. There's so many features and benefits that go within here. We'll cover those with Craig in just a couple of seconds. But the offer that we've got for you today, we are including an extra £50 worth of membership into the Gemini Club that is so brand spanking new, hasn't even launched yet. You're going to get exclusive there. But then you're also going to get, as courtesy of us, you're also going to get a 20% discount for you to use throughout the month of July. More on that as we go. But listen, the rehearsal went great. Let's see if it happens again. Let's welcome in the laird of the dance. It is, of course, Craig Laird. Hello again for the first time.
Hello, how are you doing? It's been a long time since
It's been a long time, hasn't it? It's been a long time.
All these years I've been doing shopping TV and, respectfully, not as long as you. Don't think I've ever done a little rehearsal like that before.
I don't think people in the industry know what rehearsal means, to be honest with you. Now, listen, before we get into this,
Yes.
you know, a lot of you, despite our broadcasting issues, we're up and running now. A lot of you have already been ordering this. 10% of the stock that we have has already gone. And I'll give you full disclosure here, we have 200 of these available. So already 10% of that stock has gone. So Craig, let's ask the question once again. What makes this machine so special?
Oh, this has been most anticipated for quite some time now. So many, all of you, all around the world know that Gemini, it is about the best of the best when it comes to die cutting, the technology that you get, the versatility, the things that you can cut material-wise. So when we have come out with the Gemini 2, and people knew we were coming out with the Gemini 2, so many were like, right, well, we already do the best of the best. What better can they do? Now, when it comes to the Gemini 2 here, what you've got, first of all, is you've got our gorgeous new raspberry colour.
Yes, nice.
Absolutely beautiful when it comes to this one. But anyway, when it comes to this one here, what you have got is you've got the sheer power that you already know and love. Now, as a customer, 7 years ago, when I bought my original Gemini, I remember watching Sarah, and Sarah had said at the time, cannot physically put any more pressure in the Gemini. We've got the maximum amount of pressure we possibly can do. So when it comes to the Gemini, it's got the same amount of pressure. So it's not any powerful than the previous one. Because it's not possible, Andy. It's already at the optical pressure when it comes to cutting. But it's all about, as time moves on, you know, things evolve, technology, equipment all moves on. So this has taken what so many people have wanted and so many people have needed when it comes to crafting. Now, it could be on a business basis.
Yes.
It could be just as a hobby basis. But it's about bringing what you need and what you love when it comes to die cutting. So what we've got here is A4 in size. Now it folds down, that you can see here, so that you've got that stability when it comes to the platform. So you can then put your plates flipped through, leave it, and it's going to sit there until you are ready to go.
You've also got storage in here as well.
You've got storage as well. So if you are having your little crafty stash, maybe you don't want them at the side, maybe you're losing them, they roll off, or have your essentials. You can have your essentials in your actual storage. You might have tools in one, you might have chocolates or sweets or something like that in the other. Now, it's still got my favourite buttons that we've got here. Yes, the power, the reverse, but it's got that pause and play button, which is exceptional, of course. Now, when it comes to actually crafting, you want that stability in your craft desk, but you might be tight on space. What we've got is our glide feet.
This is very similar to, again, you might have seen these, it's a shopping TV staple for many, many years. You can put them on the bottom of things like sofas, and it ensures that they're easy to move, but once someone sat down it doesn't move. You've got that built in here. Because you're quite right, people, crafters work with ever decreasing size space. You need to move this out of the way. You can do readily and easily. But you've also incorporated in here something that a lot of crafters now do, and that is to watch online, to watch via our tablets, watch via our phones, for example. You've got something built in here that allows us to do that.
So we've got our media stand.
Nice.
So whether you are watching Hobbymaker, whether you are watching the educations that we do, whether you're out and about, like I was prepping in here last night, I was watching The Big Bang Theory, I had mine on there. You've got your media stand there. So whether it's your tablet, whether it's your phone, maybe you just want to do bits of cardstock, but it's a media stand. Now, when it comes to the media stand as well, whenever you are watching whatever show that you are watching at the time, and then the worry is the battery goes.
Absolutely.
Now, you know, of course, the solution to that is just having all your plugs, and all have your extender plugs. But if we turn that around, what you've then got,
If I lift it up,
is 3 USB ports.
look at that, that's brilliant.
So you'll see just shortly, I've got my media tablet set up, so it's all charging from the first one. I've also got my phone as well at the side with another charger going. I could have the third one as well. Maybe I've got a ring light or something like that. Maybe it doesn't even need to be anything crafty related. It's just something that's a plug that's got a USB. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone and charge it while you're die cutting.
This is what Crafters Companion do. They look at the issues facing crafters in their own crafting spaces. They realise you can't improve on the Gemini.
No.
So what they've done is they've made it more practical. They've made it more accessible. They've made it more of a crafting companion, if you'll pardon the semi-pun there. One question I did want to ask about the plates. What about people who've already got plates for previous Gemini machines? Does that mean I need new plates?
No, you don't need new plates. So the key thing to stress here as well, so when it comes to the plates, you will see that they look different. It's the same plate configuration as you're used to, so you don't need to try and remember any other plate configuration. What you will find is the cutting plates are now white, and there's a reason for that, and it's to do with the sensor that I'll just talk through in a moment. But when it comes to the white plates, as long as you flip and rotate them, they will last 3 times longer.
Oh, that's good news. That's what everyone wants.
Exactly. And when it comes to the frosted shim, it lasts 10 times longer.
10 times longer?
10 times longer.
Oh, okay.
Now, the reason they're white as well, it's all to do with the optical sensor. And I'll refer back to the plates just in a second, because I'll go over the sensor as to why I'll lead on to our original plates. What you've got when it comes to that optical sensor, the way to explain it is, you will know with our original Gemini, you can use your A5 plates.
Yes, yes.
But you turn them on the side because you need to catch the the sensor at the left and right. It's an optical sensor. So you can put that Gemini Junior plate in straight on. You could put it in at a little bit of an angle, something that you're familiar with from quite a few years ago, the Gemini Go, with the really small plates. I use mine in there as well. They go through with absolute ease. So when it comes to your original plates, because it's the white of the plates that's then catching the sensor, you can use your original. What you might find is you just have to put a bit of white copy paper or something, just for the sensor to then catch on. And they're going to go through. So your old plates aren't redundant. You can maybe look to invest. Maybe you're going to see some good deals, and you can absolutely use them. The key thing is because of the Gemini, we've gone into the plates, we've looked at the plates, we've restructured them, and as I say, they're going to last 3 times longer. The cutting ones, as long as you flip and rotate them, and they're going to last longer.
What's evident here is how much research, how much from a crafting point of view, that's the prism that has been used in the research and development of this particular machine. Now, why order from us here today? Okay, there's a couple of extra reasons why you should do this. Number one, you're also going to get, as part of your purchase today, you're going to get access to a club that is so exclusive, it doesn't even exist yet. But this is on the horizon, isn't it?
It is indeed, absolutely. So this is your invitation to the club. Now, when it does launch, it will cost £50. Now, when it comes to this one here, this is for you. This is fully focused education basis about the Gemini 2. So it's all the ways that you're going to get the absolute best out of it. Now, it could be, of course, simple die cutting. It could be mixed media die cutting. It could be embossing. It could be tutorials. It could be craft-alongs as well. It's all about getting the best out of your Gemini 2. And that may even then feature things such as what we've done in the past, the foil press. If you've got the foil press, straight through. No extender plate, nothing whatsoever. Everything you've already got from us in the past is not redundant. You can absolutely keep on using it. Never even mentioned a moment ago that it's quieter and it's quicker as well.
Well, we'll hear that and see that as we go to demonstration. We have got demos lined up. So that's what Crafters Companion have done to make it exclusive to us here at Hobbymaker. So we had to do something as well. So what we've done is this. Every single person who orders Gemini, you are going to receive a discount code that will entitle you to 20% off selected Crafters Companion items throughout the month of July.
Yes.
All right. Now, there are terms and conditions to that, but again, the restrictions are only a small amount of items that we won't be able to use that against, but that's going to be a 20% discount. Now, as it stands right now, 23 minutes past 6, 10% of the stock has gone. Do you know the one detail that we haven't mentioned as yet?
And they're still buying.
The price.
Exactly.
We have not mentioned the price. Well done to Mary, to Sue, to Carol, to another Sue, 2 Sues, who knew? To Linda, to Amanda, all of you guys who have already, we've got 6 brand new customers who've ordered with us for the very, very first time. To reiterate the needs to know, number one, we only have 200 of these available for you on Hobbymaker today. One other thing I should say as well, there's a slightly delayed dispatch on this because, just in terms of timings, Crafters Companion are updating their warehouse from the beginning of next week. And plus, the demand for this is so high. It means it is a slightly delayed dispatch from the 12th of June, all right? Once the stock that we have has gone, the very, very earliest that we're going to have this back for you is at the end of June, more likely the beginning of July. So if you want to be one of the first very, very small select group of people who have the Gemini 2 crafted within their craft room, you need to place your order with us today. All right, let's bring our 1 minute clock on the screen. Quick overview in terms of what else you were getting. We talked about the extra discounts. We talked about the Gemini Club. You are getting plates included within here. Indeed. You're also getting your embossing mat included. We're going to see all of this in action with Craig. I promise you we'll do a good old section to put this through its paces. And it also comes to you in the rather nice box as well. I think it's got a carry handle, which is handy. But I think once it's out the box, I think it'll take pride and place quite rightly within your craft room. I think what's evident here, Craig, and listen, on our behalf, please pass this back to the team, is that you played really fair on this. It would have been also easy to come out with a brand new machine and say, well, everything else we've done before is obsolete. You stayed true to your word in terms of the quality that lives within the Gemini. The fact that it is, I hate this phrase, but it's a phrase that's used a lot in R&D. It's backwards compatible. It means that it utilises elements that people already have within their home. So you're still getting the Gemini quality, but what it's doing is it's realising that crafters' needs are changing now. We need to have access to inspiration. We want to watch Big Bang Theory or anything else whilst we're crafting along. This can keep up with you. So here's the extra special price, and you'll also see what we've done in there as well, because it is an extra special price. £229.99. Let's break that down a little bit further. £50 worth of value provided by access to the Crafters Companion Gemini Club, and then also that 20% discount. Blimey, that could be as much as you want it to be. Of course it could. That you could use throughout the month of July. And 4 split pays as well, which means that all you need to pay today is £57.49. And remember, not just today, but every day here at Hobbymaker, 1 day, all day, postage and packaging of £3.95. Now, I promise you we're going to see this in action, but let's have a listen to Sarah Davies. Of course, you all know Sarah. She's the founder of Crafters Companion. Let's find out exactly what's gone into the development of the incredible Gemini 2.
It's here! The moment that you have all been waiting for has finally arrived. Our brand new Gemini 2 has landed and it's available to buy on the Hobbymaker website right now. Now this is our new, improved and beyond fabulous electronic die cutting and embossing machine. It's faster and quieter than ever before and comes with some really exciting new features and unique innovations. We haven't cut back on anything. The Gemini 2 has the power, precision and performance of our original Gemini family so that you can cut, emboss and create some amazingly intricate designs in seconds. This is such an exciting new launch for us. You really won't want to miss it. So head on over to the Hobbymaker website today.
So there's a quick overview from Sarah. Do you know what? Thank you so much for joining us. I realise it's early and it's been some time since Hobbymaker has broadcast from 6 a.m. in the morning. There's genuine concern now because nearly 20% of the stock that we have, and there is no more, this is meant to last until... When's your last show tonight?
6 o'clock tonight.
So it's meant to last all day, basically. Meant to last all day, but 20% of the stock has gone already. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for ordering. If you have got any questions, by the way, you can message us. It's easy to do so. You can email us, studio@hobbymaker.co.uk, or if you go onto the website, if you go on the Watch Live page, you can place your message just underneath. There we go, where Liam's typing in now. Rather creepily, he's writing, I love Craig and Andy smells. Well, it might be creepy, but it's also kind of accurate. Anyway, that'll come straight through and it'll appear at the bottom of the screen. I don't think Liam will even look at editing it. So you can put whatever you like and it'll appear there at this time of the morning. All right, so listen, we've done a lot of talking. I'm well aware of that. So listen, let's show the practical sides of it. Let's show you exactly why this deserves a space in your craft room. So where do we start, Craig?
Let's do it. Right, so what we'll do actually as well, Andy, is we'll do some cutting, of course, but let's do a very quick overview. Again, just while I've got it in working position here. So if we can see here, we've got my Gemini 2, and this is actually mine. I have brought mine with me today. So I'm all good, set up. Now, I've got my tablet here all ready to go.
So smart.
Doesn't it look so smart? So I can then obviously lift that up and then pop that away back down again, watching whatever. It could be FaceTiming whoever that you're FaceTiming while you're crafting away. And then what I've got here is I've got the charger already plugged in, good to go, that if I then turn it around, you will see from the base there, not only have I got my tablet, but I've even got my phone as well.
Nice.
Just to show you that you can then be doing quite a few charges at once. Nothing to do with the fact that Craig forgot to put his phone on charge last night in the hotel room because he left his charger here.
Okay.
But it just shows, and it shows a purpose when it comes to this. Now, when it comes to, of course, the actual Gemini 2 as well, you've got that the glide feet. So then it just means that whatever working situation, position that you are in is going to glide. Now, it's strong, it's sturdy. You're going to see in a moment when I put the plates through, it's not going to move, it's not going to shift, nothing like that. It's there about ease of movement. So if you are restricted to a small, I'm telling you, the camera guys are going to have a blast with me going about with the Gemini 2. If you are restricted, and then you don't just need to pop it to the side, you can literally glide it to the side that you can see like that way, whichever way that you want.
Poor Alan. He didn't come into work today to work. Let me tell you that.
No. Oh, he's going to get a workout with me, that's for sure. But then what I've got within the front just here I've got my tools at the front. So I've got my main tools that I need. Now it is, the original one, the A4 was about 16 seconds while it passes. With this one, you're now down to about 13 seconds. For you to run through your plates. Now, when it comes to these ones here, I've got all my plates, and it is the plates that you already know and love from previous, but what we've done, as I talked about, is they are white now. These do last 3 times longer, as long as you remember to flip and rotate them, so that you're getting that longevity out of them.
Leanne's certainly got that hammered into you guys, hasn't
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. She really, really does, but it works, Andy.
Yeah.
It works. Try and get in that habit. Whether you take a permanent marker and I don't know, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or A, B, C, D, something like that. Just as a little visual for you to remember, you know, what one you're going to then flip and rotate onto next.
Right, okay.
So we've got these ones here. I have got so many mediums to be cutting. So let's go in straight away with what most of you are going to be doing, and that is your die cutting. This is your wafer thin die. As you would expect, Andy, you will be able to use any branded dies, of course, when it comes to your thin metal dies. So you know whatever you're purchasing when it comes to companies' dies, they're going to go through your Gemini. Now, same plate configuration, but this time it's your 2 white frosted, which lasts 10 times longer, and your magnetic shim. So we're just going to go up, we're going to feed that one through, like so. Still got that pause in reverse
and it
if
is
I
quieter.
need to.
Listen, I know you have at home. I've heard a lot of Geminis over the years, and that is quieter.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. So then that's just then going to come out there. It's just got my cable there at the back, but we're going to let that come all the way out. So as that one comes out, what we've then got is, I'm just going to turn that one to that way so it catches the other side just here. And then what we've got is our frosted magnetic and then top plate. Make sure they are all aligned.
Included in there as well. So
Absolutely.
Again, as Craig highlighted a lot of your previous. And if I keep quiet for a second. That is a quiet Gemini.
Quiet Gemini.
Yeah.
It is quiet. So if you are crafting at midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning, then you know that it's not going to wake anyone.
We have, and we know this happens because, you know, we know people watch even though we aren't broadcasting 24 hours. That's the future, Alan. But we know that people shop right the way throughout the day. You know, it's one of the reasons we have a 24-hour call centre, 24-hour free phone number, by the way. So if you watch the middle of the night, you fancy talking to someone and ordering something, you can do on our free phone number. Now, that's a great one to start with. That's incredibly intricate.
And it's a mirror card, and it's a coated card, and it goes through there, no problem whatsoever. So then you've got, of course, your wafer-thin dies. So what we can then do is let's go in with some faux leather here. Now, when it comes to your die cutting, we do our multi-craft dies, of course. You'll see Becky using them quite a lot. I know she's on at 9 AM on Sewing Street. So what I've done is I've taken some of my faux leather, and I am just going to then tape that down just to secure it. So this is a multi-craft die or a mixed media die. So the plate is slightly different.
Right.
If you're used to this with your original plate, it's the same
It's the
plate.
same, okay, so
same plate set up.
Okay.
So all that I'm just going to do now is if I take my two cutting plates, got them there, and then my frosted shim. So let's move that one in, line them up, run that one through. So we're then going to go into here. It'd be better if I turned it my way. Run that one through.
Okay, keep quiet again, just so you can hear how quiet it is.
And then bring this one out. Here we go into here. Let's bring this one out. And then what we can then do is take that one out. So we've got leather there.
Right.
And then what we can then do is let's go in with our 3D embossing folder.
Oh, yes, embossed leather. Again, this really highlights, and listen, a lot of you might have seen this demonstration before with other Gemini machines, but if you haven't, it really highlights what makes a Gemini machine stand out from other brands. And listen, like you, I've seen lots and lots of die cutting machines over the years, and there's always something different between each one of them. The Gemini, in terms of the pressure, that is its leading reason why people trust the Gemini. But with these new additions on board, with the media stand as well, with the USB ports on board, with the storage on board as well, this does make it, again, the way in which crafters have improved on this, they haven't improved on the mechanics of the machine, they've improved within the ability for it to support you in the craft room, whether that's at home or away. They've realised the practicalities, and one of the practicalities that a lot of crafters face, of course, we face it here every day, space. That's the biggest thing that a lot of crafters find themselves running out of, space on their workspace. This makes sure it makes use of every single inch.
It really does. And while you are crafting away, whether it is a cottage industry, small business, whether it's just for pleasure, of course, it's having that ease of glide. When you are crafting, as you can see, you can then just slide that out of the way with absolute ease as well. It's just all packed together. You've got that ability to be watching whatever you're watching. You could be charging whatever you're charging as well. You've got the storage that is in there. It is quieter. It is quicker as well. But there's been no power taken away whatsoever. It's what everyone already knows. It's what Crafter's Companion in the Gemini is all about. Absolute precision and that cut. It is, of course, just to recap, that it is an optical sensor now, which beforehand, you maybe be familiar that it's two sensors at the side. So what that meant was, if you're going to be using your Gemini Junior plates, you had to pop them on at the side. Now you can still do that, but you don't need to now. You can put in your Gemini Junior plate straight on at a little bit of an angle, and that optical sensor catches it and just lets it go through. If you are someone from a number of years ago like myself that's still got the Gemini Go with the really small plates, Andy, even that goes through there.
That's great, really.
Absolutely no worries whatsoever. It's phenomenal. But then, okay, we've done some of our wafer-thin dies. We've then, of course, come along and done mixed media die, and then we've gone and embossed it. Well, so many were like, well, of course, does it still do your 3D folders? Of course it does.
Right.
So we're just going to go in with our base plate. We're going to go in with our magnetic and then our frosted. We're going to then just feed that one up into our Gemini here. Let that start to do its thing. Now, this could be letter pressing techniques. You can still be doing everything that you already know.
Yes.
you can do when it comes to the Gemini 2. It's about taking what we'd already done, you know, 7 years ago, the original launch. However, it was many years in production and, you know.
Yes, in development. I know.
In development,
a lot
absolutely.
of time spent on it, absolutely.
So then, even when it comes to your wrapping, maybe you love to do your own little bath bombs or wax melts.
Wow,
and
that's
then
great.
you want to
Look at
come
that.
along and then do your tissue paper. Then, of course, you can absolutely do that. That was just one of our Mediterranean
Little details
dreams.
like that. If you're giving a gift to someone and, you know, you might use, say, like a crepe paper to like the pad out a bag, for example. It's little touches like that, just a little bit of class, you know? Just sets it aside, doesn't
Very.
it? Listen, thank you so much to every single one of you who's watching right now. Let me give you some names. Mary, Carol, another Carol without an E, Linda, Amanda, Carol, 3 Carols. Lots of brand new customers join us for the very, very first time. A warm, warm welcome. If you've got any questions, you can, of course, email us and ask some questions. However, the big question that we're kind of asking ourselves is, do we have enough stock for the entirety of the day? I started the show by telling you that we had 200 available. This is brand spanking new. The package we've got for you here is exclusive. Already 30% of the day's stock has gone. We were joking earlier on, Liam was joking with Craig earlier on about the later shows essentially being Craig showing us the Highland Fling. And that might end up being the case. The early bird truly does catch the worm in terms of what we've got for you here. Remember, reasons to buy today. Number one, looks like it's going to sell out. When we're going to have it back in stock, I think the earliest we're going to have it back in stock is probably July. Second of all, we've made this an exclusive bundle, and it's actually been not just us, Crafters Companion have included that free entry to the Gemini Club that opens in October. That's £50 worth. And don't forget, from our part as well, if you go for the Gemini today, you're going to get a voucher for you to spend throughout the month of July on Crafters Companion items. Now, there will be some T's and C's, and it is on Crafters Companion products only. Now, that could be, the actual amount of that could be entirely up to you. If you fill your basket with £100 worth of Crafters Companion goodies, that's an extra £20. £200 worth, you can do the maths. So that's going to be sent out to you in time for July. So let's say £100 because it's easy for maths, that's worth £20. Let's say the value of the club is worth £50, that's £70. The cost of your Gemini today is £229.99. So that means this is coming in at about £150 in terms of real cash, which is ludicrous for a brand new machine that has already taken the US by storm and is taking our phone lines by storm right now. I don't know if you can see, I think our director rather can't, he was just showing you all the people who've only got this in their baskets right now. Chris, Julie, Janet, brand new crafters, got 9 brand new customers who've never shopped with Hobbymaker. You've shopped with us this morning. Thank you so much for doing so. And if you'd like to place an order with us, it's easy to do so. I would, if it's your first time ordering, do you know what I would do? Honestly, I'd give us a call. Why? It's a free phone number. As you can see, the number's 0800 001 4433. And it's 24 hours a day, so the call centre, as the crow flies, is probably about 30 metres away from us. And it's 24 hours a day, it's free to call, so if you've got any questions about, you know, setting up an account at Hobbymaker or anything like that, then they can pass it down to us. But do take advantage. And the fact that it also got split pay as well, which means that all you need to pay is £57 and, is that 49 pence? I think that's what it says. £57.49. So I get a free eye test every single time I work here in the studio. All right, listen, we're going to like some more demonstrations. We've also got some incredible bargains available for you. Really good value 12 by 12 paper pads. But let's have a listen once again to the founder of Crafters Companion, that's Sarah Davis, talk about the incredible Gemini 2.
It's here. The moment that you have all been waiting for has finally arrived. Our brand new Gemini 2 has landed and it's available to buy on the Hobbymaker website right now. Now this is our new, improved and beyond fabulous electronic die cutting and embossing machine. It's faster and quieter than ever before and comes with some really exciting new features and unique innovations. We haven't cut back on anything. The Gemini 2 has the power, precision and performance of our original Gemini family so that you can cut, emboss and create some amazingly intricate designs in seconds. This is such an exciting new launch for us. You really won't want to miss it. So head on over to the Hobbymaker website today.
Welcome back. You are watching Hobbymaker with Craig from Crafter's Companion, myself from here. Now, one thing that's evident when we talk about the Gemini 2 is that many of the features do not affect Gemini items that you already own. But we know, one thing we highlighted, and Craig said this right at the start of the show as well, he said that in terms of the power that exists within here, it's the same as your existing Gemini. And I think it's important to highlight that.
And that's a good thing, Andy.
Absolutely.
Just to point out, that is a good thing because it's not possible to put any. We've got the absolute max amount of power we can possibly do, not physical to do it. Sarah said it 7 years ago, me as a customer when I bought mine, I heard her say it, I watched her say it, and then you've just got all of the extra benefits. As time goes on, things move, production moves on, you've got the best of the best, plus that power.
And it gives you confidence to buy now if it's your first Gemini. And actually, you just mentioned it there just very, very quickly. It's important to remember, I think it's important, you know, to find out the story behind experts like Craig. You were a customer, weren't you? You were a crafter who kind of discovered shopping television, and
I did.
And here you are now, living the dream.
Who would have known over 20 years ago, Andy? Who would have known? Yep, simply at home, watching crafting, getting all my crafty stash, and yeah, here we are all these years later now, a Crafter's Companion.
Wonderful, fantastic, what a journey. All right, so listen, so for those of you who are in the mood for a bargain, and for those of you who are looking for maybe some extra peripherals for a Gemini machine that you already own, we've got some amazing bargains available for you. Now, we've actually got a couple of storage bags available for you. Now, this is the A4 storage bag that we have for you. This should be £7.99, which is already exceptional value, but for today, we are going to bring this down to a pocket money price, £4. £4 is all you need to pay today if you do want to go for those. Now, not only will it also fit your Gemini plates, it will also fit other plates that maybe you own. It doesn't have to be, of course, just cutting plates.
Of course it doesn't. No, not at all. You can pop whatever. If you want to use it as a wash bag, if you want to, you can absolutely do that. It's size, it's spacious. So, yes, you're saying if you want to pop your A4 plates in there, whether it is the OG plates, of course, when I say that, I always refer to the white Gemini as OG, whether it is your OG plates, whether it's
original gangster, if you're wondering what that stands for. Yeah. Oh, yes, we like to keep it quite street, just for the kids watching. We like to do that.
Down with the kids.
Yeah.
Whether it is your Gemini 2 plates as well. Do you know what? You might have other brands of, you know, crafty products or that if it comes to plates, etc., etc. Use that, of course. It's A4 in size. You've got the pockets, you've got the zip. What a price.
Brilliant, £4. Again, a lot of people already adding that into that basket. Do be quick, though, because we haven't got a never-ending stock there. Let's move on to, now, still be on the website. Let's do the junior version. This is still box fresh, this one. So, again, this is designed, so this is for your Gemini Junior plates, is that right?
It is indeed, yes. So, as you're just saying there, A5 inside, so it's exactly the same as what you've shown a moment ago. It's a size that's different. So, whether it is all of your plates combined, so the plate configuration you would do for die cutting, you're going to get even more than that in there as well.
Now, we're also going to do an extra special price. That's half price. Virtually, half price, £3, down for £5.99. So make sure you add that into your basket if you're a big, big fan. You can't even get a coffee for £3 nowadays, can you?
Oh, no, you can't.
Very, very true. And Mr. Dean was here with his branded coffee this morning. He was fuming. He still bought one, though. So it's £3 if you do want to add that into your basket. OK, something like 10% of the stock of the smaller junior one has gone. Let's move on to something that I know a lot of people really do want to stock. I'd always like to stock up on one because I think there's nothing. You like to own a pristine one.
You do, don't you?
There's nothing nicer, I think, than a pristine plate. So what's the difference? When might we use? Because it's brand new. Listen, we've got a lot of brand new customers join us today, Craig. So when would we need a metal cutting plate?
So, and funny enough, just shortly we will show you, but if you're doing anything such as fabrics, because your Gemini can still absolutely cut fabrics, no problem whatsoever, but you want that metal on metal cut. You want that metal of the die to go into your metal plate. So you're going to be using it for that. Predominantly, that's what you're going to be using it for. If you do happen to have, you know, and I'll absolutely say, we've got so many intricate dies at Crafter's Companion. I don't think I've ever had to use a metal shim for the perfect cut when it comes to our dies.
Right.
Say you do have a die that's intricate and it's just that little bit temperamental that it's not going to cut. Pop your metal shim in so that you're cutting again into that metal. Predominantly, it is going to be your fabrics, materials, but you can use it for your really intricate dies.
Lovely. OK, do you think we'll see that in action with Becky maybe, or the metal shim in action with Becky maybe later on Sewing Street, maybe?
Yeah, maybe, you know, you might see it here first and then...
Then don't, yeah. Why would you even watch Sewing Street?
Why? Why?
My producer dared me, I wouldn't say that. Stay with us here.
You want to see something interesting?
Oh,
Tune
okay.
in this morning.
Absolutely, there we go, don't go anywhere. Now listen, that £5. £5 is all we need to pay if you do want to go for that. And remember, here at Hobbymaker, $3.95 all day postage and packaging. So if you already ordered something, no extra postage and packaging to pay. £5 to do. How much of stock of that has gone already, Liam, did you say? 20% of the stock we have, especially for this show, has gone already. So that is your, now 30% of the stock has gone. It could be one of the first items to sell out on this show. So let's move on to, the magnetic shim. Bear with me one second. Which you have just here. So again, you'll see the way we're going here. We've got extra special prizes available for you. Now, what's the benefit of a magnetic shim, Craig?
So when it comes to the magnetic shim, what you'll probably find, originally, most people in the industry, they would pop their die on the metal shim so it holds it, or magnetic shim. Magnetic? Magnetic. Yeah. It holds the die in place sturdy, and then you put your material on top. However, what we tend to do nowadays is we actually cut into our cutting plate so we know where we're cutting. But when it comes to the actual magnetic shim, it's just about, one, it's that plate configuration, but it's just about holding the die in place. If you don't want to use low-tack tape, the magnetic shim holds it in place, pop your material, and then cut out when it comes to your die cutting. So it's there, it's got measurements, centimetres and inches as well. So if you are using it as a guide when it comes to cutting. But Andy, get this into your basket to use with your Gemini.
Absolutely, absolutely. Get them while we've got them at this price, absolutely. So again, that's down to $9.99 if you want to add that into that basket. Oh no, we're going to go even lower.
No way.
My word, I didn't think we were going to... Looks like we're cutting the price on everything. Okay, $4.99, less than half price. Do take advantage of this while we're going a bit crazy this morning and add it into your basket. Beverly's in... Oh, by me, lots of people just jumped in suddenly. Look at that. Oh, my word. Okay, and brand new customers as well. Tracy's just joined us. Karen's just joined us. Chris has joined us. 10% of the stock has gone. See, well worth joining us early in the morning. Listen, we don't do this every single day. We do it only for special occasions, and today is such a special...
Liam, is that meant to be seriously, is that meant to be $4.99?
I did hear... Liam might not admit it in case I say something, but I don't know whether or not it's meant to be $4.99. But it is.
That's what I'm wondering.
Well, it is now. What can you do? It's happened. There you go. YOLO. There we go.
There's another one.
We like to, again, our producers getting involved. We like to throw in these phrases just to keep the kids interested. Later on, we'll be joined by ASAP Rocky. Helen, Christine, mind me, 30% of the stock has gone. So there's every single chance that that is going to sell out very, very quickly. Now, 40% of the stock has gone. Remember, you can multi-order as well. It's not one per customer. And again, we have got 1 day postage and packaging. And by the way, in case, because I'm well aware there's brand new customers joining, you might think, how on earth does that work? We don't charge you anything. You're placing your orders right now. We don't actually charge you anything until midnight tonight. And the reason we do that is because people shop all day. So there might be something in a later show with Craig, might be something you like the look of, and you add that into your basket. We charge you at midnight, and that is when we're able to charge you the $3.95 postage and packaging all day. It's one of the many, many reasons why I love working here. I know it's one of the reasons why Dave was very, very keen to join us here at Hobbymaker. It's something that I think the industry has been crying out for, and it's unique within the industry, backed up by the free phone number as well. You know, we have a lot of, that's what I said earlier on, if you're a brand new customer, if you've never ordered from us before, I would go via the phone because it means you can talk to someone, they can talk through any questions you have or anything like that, and it is a free phone number, and it's 24 hours a day. That's also, should you ever need it, hopefully you won't, that's also the customer service number as well, Craig.
Can I just say as well, Andy, when it comes to that Cat P&P as well, the big one in America, the big company, when they do a craft day, they were $5.
Oh, okay,
for the day. They've now gone up to $7
Have they now?
for the day. So it's just to point out that as well. That even Hobbymaker across the globe, absolutely, oh my God, it's mental.
It's, our postage has stayed the same since we launched. We're over a year old now, well over a year old, and it's stayed the same since we launched. But our costs have definitely gone up, let me tell you. They've definitely gone up. But listen, it's part of our commitment to you as we continue to grow. Right, let's move on to our double-sided plates. Let's start off with the A4. So a double-sided plate, why might we need one of these?
So what we have done is double-sided dies.
Indeed.
And it's something, and it's a word that I can never say, Andy, that you will only find with Crafter's Companion. It's the P word. Patented? Patented, that's the word. That's it. Can never say it. So you're only going to find them with us, but they are exactly as what they are in the title, double-sided. So it's a die on both sides. So you do need specific plate. So we'll go through it throughout the day as well, but you'll need your 2 cutting plates and you need two of these. You get 2 in the pack.
Okay, yes.
And it's essentially, one side of the die is cutting into one side and then the other side of the die is cutting into the other plate.
Right.
So it just gives you that ease of double-sided die cutting. So yes, you're still going to use your 2 cutting plates that you already have, but then you need these ones instead.
Okay, well listen, that's the A4, £19.99. That is a good price, but it's in the mood that we're in today. Are we going to go? We are, once again. Better than half price, £9.99. The lowest it's ever been before on Hobbymaker, £17.99, Craig.
Yeah.
Today, £9.99. And look at that, my word, it's like a fruit machine. Alison, Terry, Jeanette has joined us, Carol, a lot of Carols this morning. It's also my mum's name, maybe that's why I'm tuned to it. Alison as well, Mary, you've ordered a few things already, Mary, well done. 10% of the stock of this has gone already. As we're here, because some will be thinking, have you got the ones for the junior? Indeed we have.
Absolutely, we do.
There we go, you can see. So these are also the double-sided. So these are for, you're quite right, double-sided dies, they are exclusive to Crafters Companion. They are patented to Crafters Companion, so you won't see them produced anywhere else. Not going to be £12.99 here. We're going to go down to £6.50. So add that into your basket. Gosh, Pat, well done.
Well done.
Very quick. You got in there straight away. Well done.
What I would say, Andy, as well, is you might not have double-sided dies at home as of yet, but you might find them, or you've maybe already got them in goodie bags or mystery bags.
Yes, true.
If you don't have those plates, then they're kind of redundant at
Right,
the time.
okay. So you need these.
You do need these.
Okay.
Now, at that price, okay, you might not have a double-sided die at the moment, but then when you do get one for whatever reason, you've got the plates there good to go.
This, it's the kind of thing you think, surely eventually they'll all be double-sided dies, right? That makes sense.
You would
doesn't
have
it?
thought so, wouldn't you?
It just makes sense from an economic point of view, from an ecological point of view. You can be ahead of the curve with your double-sided plates. So I'm very busy for those, again, at £6.50 if you want to go for those. But listen, why do we have the balloons out? Why do we have Craig here? Why are we live? Why do we go live at 6 a.m, or strictly speaking, about 12 minutes past? Because we have got a brand new Gemini machine for you. This is a Gemini 2, the one that not just crafters, the whole industry have been waiting for. And again, what's great about it, it's keeping everything that people love about the Gemini machine, but it's been improved to make it, to answer a lot of the problems, the issues that crafters have within the home in terms of power, in terms of storage, in terms of noise, but it's still maintaining the high quality that the team who've been involved in the development of the Gemini have insisted upon. One lady you just saw there, Leanne, of course. We are consuming far more content now for our craft. You can go onto YouTube, you can watch obviously Hobbymaker, you can, but also, I mean, you mentioned the Big Bang Theory earlier on. And the fact is that I know a lot of people like to multitask. So that might be when you're crafting, it might be the time that you do catch up on a box set.
Exactly.
Or something like that. We're all used to doing that now with things like our tablets. It's one thing that have been included within here. But it hasn't lost anything of what people love and swear by the Gemini 4 in terms of power and versatility.
By gosh, no, not at all. As you just said, there's everything that you already know and love. So as I was saying beforehand as well, Andy, this has got the absolute most amount of pressure it can possibly put. Sarah had said it herself 7 years ago, and we stand by it now. It's not physically possible. It's already got the most powerful machine inside when it comes to the Gemini. Now, when it comes to the Gemini, what you have got is you have got quicker. So it's gone from about 16 seconds down to about 13 seconds for your A4 plates to go through. You've still got that pause, you've still got the reverse button. That's the button that I always say, after Sky Plus, that is my favourite invention.
Okay, right.
It really, really is.
Yeah.
So you've got that as well. But what you've then got is you've got the quietness. It's a lot quieter. So, if you are crafting throughout the night, or if you're just crafting somewhere, where the hubby or the wife or that is watching TV and, you're just not wanting to make a lot of noise, you're able to use an electric die cutting machine with little noise. You've also got glide feet.
Yes.
Now, what that means is if I lift that one up and then take that on its side, You've got your 4 glide feet at the side here. Now, this is strong, this is stability. When you're using it, it's not going to move.
No.
However, if you do need to set it to the side, maybe you're restricted on space, then you can then, of course, you can see, turn it around, run your plates through, bring them out, move to the side, give you space.
It's the same technology. You'll see that a lot of sofas and beds have this now at the bottom, because it means that, you know, people like to manoeuvre, you know, the bedroom and the living room and that kind of thing on the moving houses. It means it's mainly designed so that when you're cleaning, so you can move your sofa to the side, vacuum underneath and put it back. It's that same principle. So once you need it to stay somewhere, that's where it stays. You know, so when Craig's been using it, it hasn't moved. But if you do need to manoeuvre it out of the way, you can do. You've also got the, well, not only are these giving you those platforms, but it's also secret hidden within those as well, isn't there?
Absolutely. So if I just turn that on its side there, you can see that is this size, maybe just a little bit longer than a toaster, family toaster. But then what you've then got is if you fold these ones down, you've got your platforms, extra stability. You can pop your plates through. They're going to sit there until you're ready to go. Once they are die cut, they just sit, and then that's you good to go. What you've also got is storage inside. So if you are restricted on space, or maybe you do love perfect, there we go. Maybe you do love set tools to be using while you're doing specific projects. You maybe do a bit of both of papercraft and soft crafts. You want some of your papercraft stuff on one side, maybe then you want to come along and put your soft craft items in the other side that you've got there. You can do that. It could be chocolate if you want to. It could be little scraps. It could be these little die cut pieces that you don't quite want to get rid of, but you don't know what to do with. You're just going to sit them to the side. But then what we've also got as well, which is absolutely exceptional. You're talking about that media stand there. So I have my tablet all set up, good to go. So I could be watching Hobbymaker, I could be watching our educational shows, any of the shows that I like to watch while crafting, and I can be watching that. But then I don't need to worry about the battery dying, because what I've got here and what you'll have is 3 USB ports. So you can then be charging your media while you're going. You could be charging your phone while you're going. Anything that is a USB form of charging, you could be plugging that one in as well. Maybe you love to do filming, maybe you want to do your ring light and then pop that one in.
Yes, of course, good point.
Because all of that is USB. And that's the thing. If you notice, you look at your devices, most of them nowadays, Andy, are USB device. So you've got the 3 of them there that then you can then be charging as you go.
I wonder how many people, our producer Liam just made this point, I wonder how many people wish that they'd had something like this. And listen, we know for a lot of people it was a horrible time, but during lockdown, and maybe as a result of that, I know a lot of people met other people, you know, remotely through lockdown. And this would be actually a wonderful thing to do, wouldn't it? So actually, if you're involved in a Zoom or, you know, kind of a virtual get-together or a virtual crop, as they would call them in the US, this is almost made for that, isn't it? Because you can still have a conversation with someone and craft along together, couldn't you?
You can absolutely do that, you know, whether it is one-on-one, whether it is in groups, of course, whether you are maybe just crafting and you're video calling, you know, maybe family or friends. You know, I now live in Durham, maybe all my family's still back in Scotland, of course, so I can then still be crafting. I don't have to then prop it up, I don't need to set it up. But then what I also love about this one here is, if you're familiar with the Gemini, you will know in the past that your sensors were at the side. So therefore, your plates, left and right hand side, had to come in contact with the centre. Right, okay. At each side there. But what we've got now, Andy, is an optical sensor. So what that means is when it comes to your Gemini Junior plates, which you can still use, instead of turning the plates on the side so it catches both sensors, you can then put them straight on. You can put them at a little bit of an angle for that sensor to then catch it, and then it's going to go through. Referenced earlier on, many of you might have from a number of years ago the Gemini Go, which is same plate configuration, but they're tiny. I've still got mine, and I use that in there as well.
Talk about plates, actually, and it's actually a great time to ask this question. This has come from, I think, a brand new customer from Somerset. Hi, does the Gemini 2 come with the cutting plate, please? Indeed, it does.
It absolutely does. So it comes with your 2 cutting plates. Now, they are white, because then that's going to catch that optical sensor for it to then go through. They last 3 times as long now. Please, please, please do remember and flip and rotate. I know Leanne will say it quite a lot. It's something that I've already done for many years anyway, and it is very beneficial to do that because you will get longevity out of them.
What do you mean by that, Craig? Can you just highlight?
Which I can, yeah. And actually, Andy, that's a really good question. What do you mean by flip and rotate them? So let's say, you know, the first time, what I would then do is I would then maybe cut in the top left-hand corner. And then the next time, what I would just do is maybe go into the other corner. Right, okay. The next time, what I would do is flip them over and then do it in the next corner, maybe then flip it over and do it in the next corner. No, you don't need to be religious. You know, sometimes you're going to cut in the same place, but if you try and get in that mindset of just flip and rotating each time, it's going to prolong them. You're going to get that longevity out of the 3-time longness from the plates anyway, but then what you've also got when it comes to these ones here is that strength, that stability, whatever it is that you're cutting medium-wise. So when it comes to these ones, that's what you're getting with the 2 cutting plates. They're included as well. You are going to be getting your metal shim, you are going to be getting your magnetic shim, and then you're also going to get your frosted shim. Now with the frosted shim, it does actually look a bit more frosted now, and that's because that lasts 10 times as long.
Okay.
Now, I'm not overly pernickety about flip and rotating that one because it's sandwiched in, but if you remember, do just give it a flip and rotate every now and again, but that's then in there as well. And you've still got, because we've not even referenced our brand new gorgeous raspberry colour.
Yes, nice raspberry colour.
When it comes to the Gemini. You've got your magnetic shim as well. Key thing as well, Andy, is if you still have your purple one, you can still use it. Nothing like that's redundant. And we'll talk you through that throughout the day.
Do you know what, funny enough, just a side note, I deliberately chose this top because it matched a little bit of the new.
It does, doesn't it?
The old as well. So it's not just thrown together, you know. Not just thrown together. A lot of work goes into this, Alan. Anyway, now listen, if you have got any other questions, please message through. You can email us or you can message us via the Watch Live page. A lot of people asking about the additional turntable that you might have seen featured in the videotape we showed it earlier on. That is on its way, I can assure. We haven't got it for you right now, but it is on its way.
We tried so hard to get it.
Yes, we did.
We tried so hard.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will get that in stock for you, but as soon as we have, I'm sure, well, we will definitely let you know. You know what we're like. We're not subtle about things. Bobby, Liam will walk on and tell you. All right, let's give you some more inspiration because I also understand, and we're trying to give a balance for you, that for many people this will be the first die cutter machine that you own. Well, what a great place to start. What else can you show us in terms of demos, Craig?
Right here. So far we've done our mirror cardstock, we've done our faux leather embossed it, we've done our 3D embossing folders. Let's go in now. I've got some fabric here. And I've got about 10 layers here, Andy. And I'm just going to go in, and I do like to still just tape them down just to make sure that they stay in place.
And what die is that you're using?
So that is what we were just classed as one of our multi-craft dies.
Okay.
So it's a thicker die, so therefore it's going to go through materials. Now, a simple shape die, Andy, you can still use when it comes to materials with your metal shim, and we talked about that one before. Indeed. So what I'm going to do is base cut and plate. I'm then going to go in with my metal shim, so we're metal cutting into metal. Okay. And then what I'm going to do within this one here is then if I go in with my frosted and then my top plate, so I'm just going to then move this one in face on.
We need you back down, the back bit.
Oh, there we go. And then there we are. That then runs through. And then it's also key as well, if you're cutting materials where it's the same plate configuration, you know, the 2 cutting plates, you can do them all together. I'm purposely kind of doing them one at a time.
Yes.
Just so that you can see exactly how they cut, how they look, and the precision. So then what we've got there is we've got 8 in total, no fraying whatsoever when it comes to your fabrics. And that's because we've added in that metal. If you are going to be doing a plique or anything like that, maybe you're including your fabrics when it comes to your paper crafting, you can absolutely do that. What I'm going to do this time, let's take that one out, and then this time I'm going to go in mount board.
Mount board?
Mount board, I say.
Wouldn't it be great if we have some mount board for you on the show? Stay tuned, it'll come up in just a sec.
So again, for this one here, this is another one of our multi-craft dies. Now, multi-craft dies, very, very briefly, you may be familiar with the older dies out there. It's the big, thick steel dies.
Oh, yes, yes.
So that does the job of them.
Okay.
So if you do love those sort of forms of dies, that's what our multi-craft dies. Predominantly, you'll see them with Becky on Sewing Street. You will see them time and time from us, and that's what these ones are. So that one, what I'm going to do, once again, let's just go in. I'm just going to secure that just with a little bit of tape here. And then what I'm then going to do is if I come in with this one here, with my plates, so I'm going to go in with my frosted, and then I'm going to go in with my top plate. We're just going to run that one through. And then the reason as well that I've come along and I've taken out that metal shim, one, I don't need it, but two, because the multi-craft dies are just that little bit thicker, it's just about that configuration of the plate.
Sure.
But if you're familiar with your plate combination from the original Gemini, it's exactly the same. And then there is our mount board.
Perfectly
cut to perfection. So if you're including that in memory books or any of your model making, anything like that, you can absolutely come along and be using them.
Whenever we bought, the Crafter's Companion do this jigsaw die. And whenever we bring that to you, it always proves popular. And something else that also proves incredibly popular when we bring it to you is mount board. Guess what? We have mount board on today's show. So if you're running low, make sure you add this into your basket or do stock up on it. So you've got 20 sheets of your mount board here, exactly the same as what it's in Craig used. So perfect for making your jigsaws, but it's great, quite rightly highlighted. Perfect for your scrapbooking as well. So that is currently £35.98 for your 20 sheets, because you're going to get, oh, by the way, it's double what I'm showing you. Double what I'm showing you. We can only find one, so it's double what we're showing you. And it's not going to be that price, £35.98. We're going to take it down to £17.99. So you get double this amount. Can we just quickly show the have you got a picture of this showing both of them? We'll show the picture of it just so you can see, just to prove. There we go. So you're getting the two of those for only, there we go, perfect.
Brilliant.
I'm going to write, yes.
Best
I think that was
year.
worth it. Yes, I do think that was worth it. That's £17.99. You're going to get two of these. There's the actual size. There we go. A lot of people ordering this now. Carol's gone for it. Christine's gone for it. Margaret's gone for it. Patricia has gone for it as well. Again, we don't have an infinite amount of stocks, but do take advantage of that whilst it is in stock. And you can do here on Hobbymaker, because we have the all-day postage and packaging charge of £3.95. But let's go back to Craig. Let's continue to take a look at this incredible brand new Gemini 2 machine. Remember, with the extra £50 worth of value provided by membership to the Gemini Club, and also that 20% discount that you're going to get from Hobbymaker, that will, I'll move that way, that will give you an extra 20% for you to utilise against selected Crafters Companion items during the month of July. I should also highlight as well, this has all kind of come about all of a sudden, but Crafters Companion are making changes to their warehouse in the next week or so. So there is a slightly delayed dispatch on any order that contains a Gemini. It'll be dispatched from the 12th of June. But it's looking like, early signs are, that the stock of this is going to sell out today, all right? Because you've got shows here now, over on Sewing Street, over 30% of the stock has gone, and of course it'll be featuring right the way throughout the day here on Hobbymaker. But let's continue to inspire you. So we're going to do different types of mediums now, is that right?
We are indeed, and not only just different types of mediums, and wafer thin dies and mixed media dies together. So what I've got here, this is an outline die of a sentiment that we've done from Say It With Flowers collection.
Oh, yes.
And this is our balsa wood, and it's got an adhesive backing on the back. So that is a normal wafer thin die. What I've then got here is some cork, also got some adhesive on the back. And with this one here, I'm just going to be using a multimedia die, multi-craft die. I could use a simple shape like that on something like this, no problem at all. I've got some Hessian here, and I've gone in with another multi-craft die. But once again, if you're using a simple shape die, Andy, you can use a simple shape die to go through your mediums. I've got some, I've done cork twice there. I don't know why I've done that. Tell you what, let's take that cork out, and then let's use that one, because this is a wafer thin die as well.
Okay.
So this is a normal star wafer thin die from my stash to go through some cork with my adhesive backing. And then I've got some, we've got some of our, I was going to say leather there, and it's not leather.
Canvas?
Jeans.
Denim.
Denim. Got some denim there. And that one is a multi-craft die. So I've got, a few different materials and dies there good to go. So I've got it onto my metal shim because I'm going through materials.
Okay, yeah.
And although they are a wafer thin die, because I've got that adhesive backing, I've then got that non-stick backing, just want to put in that metal shim to give me that precision of the cut. And then it is our frosted, and then it is our top plate. So then what we can then just do is just then bring that one up. We're going to then feed that one through. We're going to let it do its thing.
Yeah.
As it comes through, it's going to go through all those mediums that we've just shown you there, all the different layers. So if you're, listen to that incredible sound.
Crunch.
So satisfying, that crunch of going through the layers. So then we can then take all of these ones out of the way here. So if I come along, there is our denim. So if you're using any of your larger ones, you can then start to do your applique. You can then come along and then maybe start to fill in any of the little holes you'll have in jeans if you want to, or just upcycle any jeans that you've got. We've got our Hessian, once again, cut like a dream. There's no fraying, no nothing whatsoever. And remember as well, that could be a normal, when I say normal, a simple shape wafer thin die. Nothing overly intricate, but still think of all the different shapes, simplistic shapes you've got, that would work in the same form. We've then got our self-adhesive balsa wood. So I can then come along with the die that then works in the middle there. Cut that in cardstock, mat and layer that on, so you're going to have that balsa wood in the backdrop as well. So that's your balsa wood, that's your adhesive, and that's your non-stick backing as well, has been cut. And then let's take our star as well. Every one of them cut to perfection. That one has got your cork, it's got your adhesive, it has got your backing, but the key thing as well, that was a normal wafer thin die, and that's gone through that material. That was a normal wafer thin die that you'll have at home in your stash. Our dies, maybe other companies' dies, you can use it. About the plate configuration, it's about that power that we've not improved on because we physically can't improve on the power. It's able to cut all these mediums just from your cardstock. As you were saying earlier on, I'm here all day. Well, see how that one goes. I'll be showing you so many other materials.
So what you need to do, folks, is get this into your basket as soon as possible because we're about 30% of the stock having gone. We only have a finite amount available, and it's not like we can make a phone call and get any more. Nope. What we have is all we have. We have it available on split pay. And by the way, when we're calling these kind of stock updates at 7:15 in the morning, we ceased broadcasting at this time in the morning last year. So it genuinely is a special occasion we decided to do this. So as we go into our regular hours from 1 p.m, it's only going to get busier and busier. So you've done the right thing by getting in early and ensuring that you get hold of yours. Remember, you're getting that extra £50 worth of value from Crafters Companion with entrance to their Gemini Club, and you're also going to get that 20% discount for you to use against selected Crafters Companion items on our website anytime in July. So the value for money, it works out pound for pound, at about £150, I would say, is all you're paying for this brand new Gemini machine, which is designed to work better and fit better within your crafting space. Now, we have got a couple of other items available for you. We've got some great offers available for you on some of the card packs. There's a couple here I'm very, very excited about, but there's some here that are just exceptional value. And with the one-day postage and packaging charge we have here in Hobbymaker, rude not to add this into your basket. So we've got 12 by 12. Now 12 by 12, Sarah Davis herself told me not that long ago that 12 by 12 is a far more economical size for crafters to buy because it's a square. Quite often with A4 that we're used to with card making, there's a lot of wastage. With 12 by 12, you can cut a 12 by 12 sheet in half and you've got two 6 by 6 cards. So what we've got here is we have got 16 sheets of 12 by 12 linen card. You've got 2 sheets of each colour that you can see running down there. Now, this is going to go down to, now if you have an idea in your head of how much 12 by 12 cardstock is, the prices we've got for you today, we're going to blow those out of the water. Exhibit A, £8.99 for double-sided. I can take it out of the packaging just to show you, for your double-sided linen card. Now, if I bring some of this out and bring it, I think it's probably easy to do it with a lighter colour. If I bring it to the front and hold it still, you should be able to see some of the detail that makes that linen card. The colours you have within here as well, kind of springtime, summer as well. Again, for £8.99, that is certainly well worth adding into your basket. Why? Because you're not paying anything extra in terms of your postage and packaging. Now, I want to show you a deal that we had. Do you remember, Liam will probably remind me when this was, when we had our Manager's Special events. I'm sure it was during the Manager's Special event that we had. And we had this offer from Crafter's Companion. And every time we highlighted it, it went crazy in terms of popularity. Now, from what I remember, the price of this, it sat at around about £90, from what I can remember. It's at about, it was £146, and because it's a Manager Special, we took it down to £90, okay? If you're someone who bought this and you're running low, it is going to be worth you putting this in your basket now, because it's not £90. We're doing the same deal, but we have reduced the price. So get in early on this. And let me talk you through exactly what it is you're getting. So there's a quick snapshot in terms of everything you're getting. So we're looking at 12 by 12. But this, if you mentioned earlier on about people who are maybe moving into the realm of the side hustle. Again, welcome kids. So if you're someone like breaking into Etsy and those kind of things, this is a kind of bulk buy that would well worth investing in, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Now, if you follow me and know me, you'll know that this is my favourite paper pad.
Right, okay.
I love it. I love linen cardstock. You know, just very briefly there, you can see you've got the 4 colours. When it comes to each colour, Andy, half is a linen and half is a pearlescent.
Right, okay.
So it complements each other. Now, if you are, straight away, it says great, baby cards. Your beginning cards, absolutely perfect. But you always need that pastel tone within your stash. Sometimes you want that simple matte layer. You don't want it too strong.
Yep.
You don't want it too subtle. That perfect pastel within that pad is absolutely spot on. You've got, as I say, that best of best when it comes to either the linen or the pearlescent, and it works really well together. But the value always comes from 12 by 12, because if you are someone that makes 6 by 6 cards that you love, then that is simply on one sheet. That's 4 6 by 6 fronts of a matte layer.
So that's 48 6 by 6 cards that you can get from that pad.
There you go.
So straight away, that's a value for money. That's just one of the 6. Let's continue. We're now moving on to, this is the luxury mixed cardstock. So you can see you've got some beautiful non-shed glitter. In fact, I'm going to open one of these up just so you can take a closer look at it, as you can see. So finer here, slightly, slight difference as you can see as you start to go through. So these are designed to complement each other.
They complement each other. So they give you the choice of whether you want that shedless glitter or whether you want that pearl. But if you want to then matte and layer them together, then this is where they complement each other. It's 250 GSM, so you're going to be able to still die cut them if you want to.
Yep.
You know, you can still, if you've got your bladed cutting machines, you can then start to use them
Perfect for that.
if you want to. Whether it is little sentiment, maybe you love the look of that metallic look when it comes to ink, but you're not too comfortable or confident in doing it, then this is when these kind of luxury pads come into their own. Once again, it is 24 sheets, but then if you think about chopping it down, you always get that best value when it comes to 12 by 12. I know there was a while ago, many of us used to think that the best was always A4.
Yes.
Now, you know, of course, there's a lot of versatility in A4, but it's harder to get set layers out of.
And there's a lot of wastage.
And there's a lot of waste.
Talk about there's a lot of wastage with A4. Very quickly, Craig just mentioned bladed cutter machines. You'll know here at Hobbymaker we have the Cricut. If you go onto our website, you might see we've had a new addition to the family.
I noticed that.
Yes, you'll be able to see the Brother Scan and Cut is now available on our website as well. Anyway, we'll continue. We're only halfway through showing you what you were getting. Now, this is where you really start to get very luxurious. These on their own are around about $32.99. Now, 32 sheets in here. This is luxurious mirror card. Look at these.
Look at that. Now, that is mirror onto mirror. Now, you know, you've heard many of us here on the team talk about the expense of mirror on mirror. Let's face it as well, Paper Dynamics, Keith will tell you, the master in cardstock, will tell you how expensive it is to print mirror onto mirror. That is what all of these ones are. It's mirror card with a colour pattern printed on top. You've got them in that 12 by 12 form as well. So
and also embossed as well, Craig. It's got
embossed as well. So you've got that texture feel as well. So you've not only got that vibrancy from the mirror, you've not only got that sheen, you've not only got that incredible colour and that mirror, you've then got that touchy-feely emboss too.
You've also got it, again, still included in this set, you've also got it in the gold and the silver. Now, actually, I don't know if I can just show you the difference between them here. If I have a look at the first page, you'll see it's got like a high gloss, but the very next page is a more muted
So
effect.
it's the opposite way round.
Right.
So that first one there, what you've got is gold mirror card with the design printed in gold satin card.
Right, okay.
And then on that next page there, you've got the reverse.
Right.
So it is gold satin card with the design printed in gold mirror. And that is the form that runs through all the way through the pad.
This is a good one. This is a really, really good one because I think this is just so ubiquitous. I think that this is, I mean, it's the weight of it as well. What's the weight on this one? This is 250 GSM as well.
Yeah.
So again, going to be perfect for using, I think 250 GSM, you could kind of go into gift boxes as well.
Of course.
And then on to the final one. Now listen, I hope you're in early on this. If you bought this when it was a manager special, every time we bought it to, it proved very, very popular. It was £90. We're going below £90 today. And then moving on to some more of the costs. Now this is kind of like a lover's gold, as you can see. You've got like a very fine glitter within there. And if I go through, you'll see it's much more of a pearlescent effect. Right, let's get a minute on the screen on the clock. That means we are going to go down. So we only have a finite amount of these. Now, well done to Alison, to Jane, to a brand new customer as well, and to Carol, who's already got this in. Now, if you have a look, now normally the luxurious 12 by 12 will show you, they're $34.99 on their own usually, okay? So 1, 2, 3, let's say those 3 there is over £90 worth. Just of those 3 there. The usual price across everything is about £144. Because you're talking a grand total of 24, that's 70, 160 sheets. Thank you, Nick. 160 sheets in total spread across all of those different weights, those different looks, those different textures. I think this is a crafting paradise.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah. So we're going to go down to an extra special price. So we've never gone this low before. We said we're not going to go to £90, £69.99. So that is almost like a buy 2, get 4 free.
And I'm not even going to say standard stapled card pads that you've got within your stash. This is your luxury card. So whether it is your pastel card, still luxury with the linen and that pearlescent, but then you've got that luxury from the rose gold, the silver, the gold and the shedless glitter and that pearlescent. And then even if that wasn't good enough, you've then got your mirror on mirror and mirror on satin and satin on mirror, all in that bundle.
Now, sometimes what happens, Craig, whenever we have an item that used to be a high price, what we do, we always try and make split pay available when we can. But whenever we drop the price, sometimes we forget to take it off split pay. And that's exactly what's happened here. So it shouldn't really be on split pay, but it is still available on, is it on 4, Liam? It's on 2, okay. So £34 and well, this is on 4. £34 and 99 pence. That's all you need to pay today. So if you look at it that way, you're paying really for one of the luxurious pads, and you're getting the 5 for, no, it's another £34.99 in a month. But the point is, you're buying 2, you're getting 4 for free. 10% of the stock has gone already. Congratulations to Tracy, to Carol, to Julie, to Alison. I wonder how many of you got hold of this when we did it as a manager's special. When was the manager's special event, Liam? When was that? I can't remember. Start of April. Is it only that long ago? God, it feels like 3 years ago to me. Anyway, that's when we last did this. It's about £90 and it proved really, really popular. But for today, £69 and 99 pence. Now, whilst we are showing you exactly what it is that you are getting included within there. We're going to spend a little bit of time taking a good look at exactly what it is that you're getting included with your Gemini 2 machine. That, of course, would be the perfect complement for you to add into your basket. Remember, you have the 1-day post and packaging charge of £3.95. Now, this is what a lot of people, this is why we're here this time of the morning, by the way. We launched at 6 a.m. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome. We are only live at this time for today. We're joined by Craig from Crafter's Companion, and we are taking a look at a machine that, I'm not overrating the pudding here, I think the whole crafting industry was waiting for this machine to be launched.
Absolutely. You know, what a brand, what a reputation we've got when it comes to the Gemini, you know, from previous in our OG Gemini. And what we've then done now is we've then upgraded. We've brought it into 2023. Things change in lives, manufacturing change, products change, but it's all about giving what you want as well. Not only that, it's even what the team have done is thought about what would you want that you don't know that you want. There's a few things that you'll think, I wouldn't have thought that, I want that. Oh my gosh, it's ingenious. Now, when it comes to the Gemini 2 here, what you will find is everything phenomenal that we talk you through throughout the day. The key thing with this one as well, it's got the same amount of pressure as the previous one.
And it's important to highlight that.
It is.
That means that, I mean, it means you can buy with confidence. You know,
Absolutely.
we're not saying that Gemini you bought ages ago, you said was fantastic. You don't need to worry about that anymore. It's because it can't get any better, right?
It cannot get any better. So if you're thinking of investing, you already know now, right, I already love the pressure that's there in my Gemini. I know I'm getting exactly the same. I'm getting exactly the same, but then I'm getting all the extras as well. So it's beautiful, it's sleek, it's a gorgeous raspberry colour now that you can see here, which does mean something when it comes to crafting. Not only that, it's quieter. So if you are someone that likes to craft throughout the night, then this is going to be a really, really good helping aid because it is quieter. It is faster as well. So when it comes to the A4 plates, it's gone from around about 16 seconds to about 13 seconds. You can still do the pause and reverse as well, because you've got the power, the pause, the play, and the reverse that you're already familiar with. What we have got is this media stand here.
Such a little thing, but it makes a big difference.
So good, yeah. If you have been watching this show so far, you'll have seen there that I've got my media tablet set up. Now, I can be watching Hobbymaker. I can be watching the education shows that we do at Crafters. I can then be video calling family and friends. I might just be wanting to then be looking and reading. Maybe you've got a long audio book, and then you are, of course, crafting at the same time. Crafting away, you know, whether you're listening to it or whatever, flicking. You can do all of that because you've got that media stand. But then what you don't need to worry about is having to find somewhere in the craft room to charge it. Most of us, probably like me, have got all the extension leads and what have you. But what we've got is we've got our 3 USB ports at the back just here. Now, you look around the house nowadays, you will find predominantly most of the things that you purchase when it comes to electrics and gadgets are going to be USB based. Now, you're watching your chosen show, you can then be charging at the exact same time. If you've just forgotten to put your phone on charge, you could be charging your phone at the exact same time. If you do want that extra light and you've got that ring light, which will have a USB, you can be powering that. Anything that's USB, you can be powering off the back of the Gemini. It doesn't even need to be crafting related, Andy. You know, if you've got chargeable batteries and the actual cable is a USB, so then you're just then cutting down on that space, use it to your advantage when it comes to what you are then charging. It's just one input, and then you've got your 3 USBs at the back. You've got your fold down trays as well. So your platform there folds down. So once it's folded up, it's nice, it's sleek as well. Just a little bit bigger than I would say maybe a family toaster. But then what you do is you open it up. Extra stability when you're popping the plates through, but then what it's also doing is it's giving you storage. It's giving you storage to pop the tools that you are using. Maybe you're going to have a set amount here, set amount there, up to you, but you've got that storage there. Then when it comes to the inside, this is all about, and this is potentially one of my, that in the USB is my favourite, Andy. Now when it comes to this one here, You'll know our Gemini has a sensor, but our sensors were at the side. So therefore, when you popped your plates in, the sensor at each side had to catch the plates. So that meant if you're using your junior plates, you had to turn them side on for the sensors to kick in. This is an optant sensor now, so then that just means that you can put your Gemini junior plates straight on. You can do them at a little bit of an angle. It doesn't matter. That sensor catches them and feeds the plates, no problem whatsoever. So if you are wanting to do it for quickness, if you are wanting to do it for speed, if you're just wanting that absolute up to date when it comes to technology in die cutting, as you said, it has been so anticipated, not just from us at Crafters, not just, you know, here at Hobbymaker, elsewhere as well. People crafting other companies love the Gemini and know that they're going to get that from the Gemini 2.
I think one of the reasons why we're very, very proud to have Crafters Companion here at Hobbymaker is that they're pioneers in their field. Two other reasons to order from us right now, of course. One, we don't have a huge amount of stock. Remember, over 30% of that stock has gone. In fact, approaching 40% of the stock has gone already. You're also getting a £50 worth of entry to a brand new club that's being launched by Crafters Companion in October. We'll talk more about that as we go. And also from us, you're going to get a discount code to your account that will entitle you to 20% on an order made by you against Crafters Companion items anytime throughout July. But let's give you a quick overview of what makes the Gemini 2 so special.
It's here. The moment that you have all been waiting for has finally arrived. Our brand new Gemini 2 has landed and it's available to buy on the Hobbymaker website right now. Now this is our new, improved and beyond fabulous electronic die cutting and embossing machine. It's faster and quieter than ever before and comes with some really exciting new features and unique innovations. We haven't cut back on anything. The Gemini 2 has the power, precision and performance of our original Gemini family so that you can cut, emboss and create some amazingly intricate designs in seconds. This is such an exciting new launch for us. You really won't want to miss it. So head on over to the Hobbymaker website today.
Introducing the Gemini 2. Our brand new electronic die cutting and embossing machine has all the power and precision of the original Gemini, but with updated functions and innovative new features. Faster and quieter than ever before, the Gemini 2 does all the hard work for you. Cut out the most intricate designs in seconds, and all at the touch of a button. Technology to apply higher pressure than many other machines offers perfectly crisp and clear results every time. The Gemini 2 has the power to take creative projects of all shapes and sizes in its stride. It will cut through a range of materials, from card and paper to cork, thin metal, leather and multiple layers of fabric. So you can save time on your papercraft, sewing and multimedia projects. A new and improved optical sensor runs the full length of its 9-inch platform, offering edge-to-edge precision with cutting plates of any size. Pause, rewind and resume functions take the guesswork out of crafting. Smooth gliding feet make light work of moving and manoeuvring your Gemini 2. And a turntable offers 360 degrees of crafting freedom. Neat storage compartments hold craft tools so they're always at your fingertips right when you need them. A built-in media stand and 3 USB charging points invite you to craft along with your favourite tutorials and workshops on your tablet or phone. Easy to use and with everything you need to get started right out of the box, the Gemini 2 is for beginners and experienced makers alike. From scrapbooking and home decor to handmade cards, quilting and everything in between, bring your creativity to life with the Gemini 2.
So why buy now? Because we are running low on stock, approaching 40% of the stock has gone already. Don't forget that you're also going to get that extra discount code from us to you on an order placed against Crafters Companion items throughout the month of July. That's a use once deal. But then you're also getting access to the Gemini Club crate. Tell us a bit more about that.
Absolutely, yeah. So this doesn't officially launch now until the autumn time, but this is giving you that inclusion into the club, and it is included within your Gemini 2 launch price as well. Now, what that means is that is a dedicated place that's solely focused on your Gemini 2. It's about giving you the absolute most you can possibly get when it comes to your die cutting machine of the Gemini 2. Now, you're going to get videos, you're going to get tuitions, you're going to get help, you're going to get anyone that's just wanting to then share the love of what they've made, how they've made it when it comes to the Gemini. What you're also then going to be getting as well is you're getting that knowledge. Now, what I would say is the reason as well that we've popped it in now is it gives you that time to play with it. You know, you will maybe already be familiar with the Gemini, but of course this is now just taking it into the next generation of 2023. So you get to play with it, you get to come familiar with it, you get to know the ways that you love to cut with it, and then come the autumn time, when it comes to the Gemini Club, we'll just then take you from what you already know. Now, you might just feel at a comfortable level, you may feel really excelled in the level that you are at, but then what we will do is we'll still come along, and you know, you may not be familiar with the foil press, but anything like that can work with the Gemini 2 will still be used. It's all about giving you the absolute best we can absolutely give to you when it comes to the education of the Gemini as well. That's in there as well, and it will be available come the autumn for anyone to purchase, but it costs to actually get in, not today with the Gemini 2.
£50 worth. Can we just show you so this is what you're going to receive in the box. Just to say, just look at the design of that. I actually thought that would be a really nice. So just look at the leaflet that comes with it. I actually thought that top bit would be a nice Mother's Day card.
That's a really good idea. Or birthday card.
You're in the club. It's an old term for being pregnant. Again,
I'd
like to get
never
you
got that.
involved. Not that much though.
It's a way to say Mother's Day's past, Andy.
No, I know, but yeah, there you go. You're in the club. Right, okay. Just explain it to our producer. Right, shall we? No, okay, so well done. Do you know what's really interesting is how many brand new customers we have this morning. Again, just to reiterate, we don't normally broadcast at these hours. We did do. I think we stopped towards the end of last year sometime. We extended our hours towards the evening. So thank you very much for taking a bit of extra effort to join us, but I hope you found that it's worth it. And if you are wondering how to place an order, the best way to place an order, I think the first time, is to call us on that telephone number, which is a free phone number, 0800 001 4433, 0800 001 4433. All right, so let's take a look around it, because this is your machine.
This is mine. This is my machine that I have got. Now, this is the Gemini 2. Now, I've got mine in working form here. So I've got my media tablet here at the top here. So watching Hobbymaker, you know, watching Catch Up, you know, watching what we do, whatever show that you like to then be watching, or you might just want to be video calling. You've got that there within that media stand, and it does just fold flat. And as you'll have seen with the video with Debbie, you've still got extra storage that you can pop into the top there when it comes to the key tools.
I just think it looks, I mean, what we demand so much now of our lifestyle items, we actually want them to look good even when they're not being used. When I walked in today, even seeing that from across the studio, it just looked really smart, doesn't it?
It looks smart, it looks sleek, it looks sophisticated. I think our new raspberry purple just really sets it off as well, because we want to come in here with an absolute bang and say, we've already got the most amount of power that we can possibly give to you. Here's everything else that we are now bringing to you. Everything that's going to help, everything that's going to enable your crafting. You might not think that the USB ports at the moment is going to need and help your crafting. And it may help your crafting in a crafting form. It may help you when it comes to educations and tutorials. That USB then just means that you're not having to worry about the battery dying, because you can then just plug it straight in like I have been, and I'll be doing it all throughout the day. It's there, good to go, no cutout, no nothing, all plugged in. But then if you're wanting to then charge extra things, you can do that, because you've then got the other two that then you can be using. But then if you go back to our machines that we've done previous as well, if we talk about the foil press, previous with the foil press you needed an extender plate. You don't need that because of the optical sensor. It goes straight in. So if you're using the foil press and that A5 carbon plate that comes with it, If you were to use the A4 original Gemini, you would need the extender plate.
Right.
For it to catch the sensors at the side. You don't need that now.
Okay.
You can then just go straight in. But you've got the non-glide, I keep saying non-glide feet. You've got the glide feet.
They do
Because
glide.
it does glide.
Point.
It does glide.
Otherwise, they're just feet.
And that's already inbuilt, Andy. So if I then lift this one up in the four corners, you've got the glide feet there. Now, what that means is if you are going to be crafting away, maybe you are at a restricted area, maybe you don't have a lot of space, just to show as well, I've got the media charging, I've got phone charging,
as well.
still got the third one there that I could be charging or using if I need to. But when it comes to this one, it's strong, it's sturdy. You've seen when I've been cutting, it doesn't move unless I move it.
Yeah.
But then you've got that glide. You've got that glide. Now, for ease, I've just taken away my glass mat, but it's still going to glide on your glass mat. No
Yeah,
reason
so
I've
we'll
not
do
taken
it over there. It's a wooden stepper we have, and it'll still move
Course it would.
across there. So it doesn't need to be
No.
a particular surface.
No, no. And, you know, if you're thinking about, you know, whether it is your softer surface, your harder surface, that's what the glide feet are there for a purpose, to enable the product, this one here, being the Gemini, to glide.
You would have seen these kind of things on sofas and chairs that, you know, means you can move them so you can vacuum behind and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's quicker as well. So it's quicker. So it's gone from round about 16 seconds for a pass of your A4 plates to round about the 13 seconds there. You've still got that feature as well if you want to pause and reverse it. It's quieter.
It is quieter.
It is quieter now. It's you know, as I say, and Liam's just said as well, it's so quiet. It was showed earlier on when we went close to the microphone. Now, you know, when we say quietness, the first thing we straight away go to is about nighttime.
Okay.
But it's maybe you just don't want the noise. Maybe you just like that calm, you want that peace, you want to be relaxing when you're crafting. Sometimes you might think, I'm not going to do die cutting because I just want that
You're not
quiet
waking
time.
anyone else up.
Then of course you're still going to get that little bit of noise as it goes through. But if you notice the difference between the two of them, you know, it is quite substantial in that noise. You've got that optical sensor, as I explained beforehand, so if you are using your smaller plate, you can then go straight through. You don't need to worry about twisting and turning them. You've then got the plates that come with it. So you get all the plates that you know and love. If you're familiar with the OG Gemini, it's always the same plate configuration as before. It's just, for instance, our cotton plates are now white. Now, two things. They are going to last 3 times longer. Please do remember and flip and rotate as well, because that's going to give you the longevity out of the plates. But the reason they're white as well is to do with the optical sensor. Now, if you've got your original Gemini plates, you can absolutely use them in there.
Good to know.
What you might find, though, is you'll need to just pop a shim of white, inexpensive white copier paper just underneath your top clear cotton plate. That's so just essentially for the white to then just capture the optical sensor, and then it's going to go through. You might not need to, but the white's there to serve a purpose. You do also get a frosted shim, which is a little bit more frosted within this one here, and that lasts 10 times as long.
As long as you flip and rotate.
As long, yeah. Well, what I would say, Andy, is that I'm not too pernickety about flip and rotating this one all the time, because it's sandwiched in between. But what I would say, yeah, when you remember, do just give that a flip and rotate as well. Get into the habit of doing the flip and rotate. Talked you through that earlier on. We'll talk you again through it later on in the day as well. But it is all about taking what you already know and love when it comes to the Gemini. As time advances, and it's giving you that ability to be doing the crafting at home in a space, whether you're lucky enough to have a bigger space, maybe it's a restricted space. It's giving you options, whether you are watching, whether you are learning, whether you are actually charging, or it's just, for me, I never thought about ever, could there ever be a Gemini or a die cut machine with USBs? When I heard that ours did have USBs, okay, that's great. Okay, bro. Oh my gosh, Andy.
No,
I use them all the time.
Would you ever go back? Once you've had that kind of feature, you really miss it, don't you? And you realise, why don't they all have these? Well, this is why Crafters Companion are pioneers in their field. All right, so listen, can we run some items through it just to show it still hasn't lost anything in terms of
Not at all. So what we have done is we have done so many different materials already. Now, you know, this day and age, we're looking to recycle and upcycle. So I've just got some cardboard packaging here, Andy, and I've got a multi-craft die. Now, what I said in I think it was the last demonstration there is, so many of these layers, depending on the material, you can do together. Yes. It's just visually, I like to show you them one by one, so you get that indication as to what you can cut and how you cut. So base cut and plate, frosted, and then my top cut and plate. So I can easily glide my Gemini right in front of me. I can then just level that on the platform and then let that do its thing. So I can then, if I want, do the pause in reverse, because we've still got that feature. Yes. Or what we'll just do is we'll just let it go all the way through. That meantime, I'm watching you do one of your jokes on Hobbymaker, or, you know, I'm just watching Zena go crazy, as she usually does.
Well, yes, one of my jokes sometimes is 13 seconds to tell, 13 minutes to understand sometimes.
And 13 seconds for your plates to go through the Gemini too. So there is your cardboard that you can then upcycle if you are wanting to do your home decors or your frames. Right, let's go in for some drink can. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So it could be craft metal, or it could be a certain favourite cherry fizzy drink that our Debbie Fisher absolutely loves.
All right, yes.
So what we're going to do within this one is metal on metal, because we're going through into metal. So what I'm going to do is my die, and I'm just going to then tape that one down. And then what we can then do is base, so I'm on my base plate.
Now, we did have, sorry if you've only just, I'm telling you this, it's the first time you heard about it, but we did have spare metal cutting plates available. We did an amazing price. They've now sold out, Craig. So, well done for getting in early if you did go for the metal
Not
plates.
surprised.
They've gone.
Well done.
It's going to happen quite a bit today, you know.
And because it's key to point out as well is what we did do previous. You're not losing anything, and you know, if you do happen to have, of course you get all the plates with it, but if you still have the original, maybe you've just not that long purchased some new clear plates, and you're like, oh, typical, great.
Yeah, now it's time to get some new ones.
Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can do. But is it about longevity when it comes to your plates? So there is fizzy drink can. Yeah. Could be craft metal, but upcycle any of your fizzy drinks. Gives you that nice round edge, it's not sharp. Ink it with your alcohol pens if you want to, or maybe your alcohol refills. That linen card pad. So what I've got here is, I've got an intricate die. Now this is not a Crafter's Companion die. This is just another branded die. And just our linen cardstock. It's the pink from that bundle that you were showing.
Oh, right, yes.
So this is same plate configuration that you're familiar with your wafer thin die cutting. Base plate, frosted. We're then going to pop in our magnetic, and then we're going to then do our top plate. So glide it round, lift it up, sit it on the platform, and then just guide that one through.
Talk of the magnetic shim, our producer Liam is going to bring the details on the right-hand side. It's just right there, but there we go. You can see. In fact, it's hidden. There we go. 60% of the stock has gone. It should be $9.99. It's $4.99 today. If you do want to add that into your basket, you do need to be quick. At $4.99, chances are that's going to sell up very quickly.
And then once you've then cut that one out, what we've then got is such a precision die cut. As I say, it's not one of ours at Crafter's Companion. It's one that I've got within my stash, and it still cuts like a dream to give you that confidence that even if it's not our dies, you can still be using other brands. Let's go, for now, let's go in, Andy, let's flip that one over. Let's actually flip it into the other one. This is an older cut and emboss folder that I've got, and this is a satin cardstock. So this is another coated card that we've got here. So when it comes to your cut and emboss, what we're going to do is we're going to pop our card within our folder, and then it's just our 2 cutting plates. Glide that round, absolute ease, sit that one in, pop that one through. So whether it is fabric, whether it is leather, whether it is balsa wood, whether it is denim, whether it's jeans, whether, of course, it is your satin card, mirror card, linen cardstock, whether you're going to be come along with your metal tins, all of these being able to show you that still cuts, it still embosses like an absolute dream. No worries whatsoever. So whatever you go to purchase in the future, whichever dies, folders, stencils, templates that you've got that you want to emboss with the mat, going backwards, you can absolutely do that. Nothing is redundant. You've just got that upgraded generation of the Gemini 2 with all the brand new phenomenal features.
Absolutely, and this is what we come to expect. You know, just harking back, I remember Sarah saying to me not that long ago that Crafter's Companion are not die cutting machine manufacturers. They are, but this was her point. She knows that a lot of people know Crafter's Companion for a number of different items, but it's mainly down to their dies and the quality of the dies and the intricacy of the dies. You've heard us talk about double-sided dies. You've heard us talk about mixed media dies. And so what Sarah wanted to ensure with the development of the Gemini, that it was a machine that could keep up with you no matter where you went on your crafting journey. And in many ways, no matter what you made as part of your crafting journey. So what Sarah's done is she's been able to develop with the team over the years this wonderful piece of equipment called the Gemini die cutter machine. And she made it as good as it could be in terms of power inbuilt within the machine. But ties move on. They understand, listen to crafters, crafting experts like yourself. We need more power for our portable devices. We need more storage. We're short on space. So they've looked at all of those facets. In terms of what the Gemini delivers, it's the same message. It's the portability and the power that we know and love. But they've looked at the everyday problems or issues that crafters face when they're crafting in the home, and I think they provided great answers.
Absolutely, absolutely. Even answers that I didn't even think that I would need, as I said beforehand, they are having that USB feature, the three of them. For me, that is my favourite. Having then that optical sensor, now there you go, perfect example there, Gemini Junior plates, you can put them straight on because it is that optical sensor. So that means that you don't have to worry or think about the sensors at each side of the Gemini. Now with that one there, that means then, as you've seen there, you can pop your Gemini plate straight on if you so wish. You've got all that built-in storage, so if you are doing a specific product or project and you want to have maybe one set at one side, another set of tools at the others, you can do that. It is quieter, which is a huge, huge difference. What you've also got is you've got the speed to take into account too. So yes, you've got all that incredible power, but we've not the speed. What we've then done is reduced it. So for your A4 plates, that's going to come down to around about 16 seconds, down to 13 seconds. Cut that even more if you choose to use that pause and reverse as well. You've got that media center there in the top. So whether it is your tablet, whether it's maybe just your phone, you can then pop that into there. You can be watching what you're watching, following what you're following. You could then know that you're going to then be absolutely safe in the knowledge that it's not going to cut out mid-class or mid-education because it's already plugged in, because you've got that 3 USB feature on the back as well. It's just such a beautiful, sleek, gorgeous raspberry colour now from Crafter's Companion. I absolutely adore them. This is me who bought the original Gemini,
yes.
even the Junior, even before I started working for Crafter's Companion. And to have that, everything that I already know and love when it comes to the Gemini. And that's the thing as well, giving you confidence at home. Many of you will be familiar with the Gemini. You know that when this comes to you, you are getting what you already know, and that is that incredible pressure, but with everything else, Andy.
And also the reasons to buy today, because we are running low on stock. I've got a big stock update coming for you in just a couple of seconds. Just got to check a couple of things. You're also going to get that that £50 worth of entry to the Gemini Club, which is launching in October. You're going to get that as part of this purchase, and you're also going to get from us to you a one-time use 20% discount for you to use against Crafter's Companion items sometime in July. That'll be sent to you via the electronic mail, as the kids call it. So it's about £150 in terms of real terms of what you're paying today. It is available on 4 split pays as well, which means it makes it nice and affordable. Remember, dispatching from the 12th of June because Crafter's Companion are updating their warehouse. As we stand right now, we're approaching half the stock has gone. Wow. That from a 6 o'clock start this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Craig, for joining us. We'll
Thank
see
you
you
very
later.
much. You will do. I'll be on Stone Street right now, and then I'll be back here at lunchtime.
Hardest working man in craft. Make sure you stay with us here, whether you're going to watch our jewellery makers in standing by, take you through this morning. Otherwise, we'll see you later on here on Hobbymaker. Have a good day. Ta-ra.